everyone, it is I, Red's Alark, and I am back on Citizen Glitch with one of your favorite people. You know him from Cardano, you know him from, BTC, you know him from all over the place, especially if you are in LA or you like to travel, because Alan Rojas here, mechanical engineer, blockchain lover extraordinaire, and artist, I might add. You probably have seen him around. Alan, did you want to say hello and maybe tell the audience a little bit about you before we get into today's amazing topic, which I am so excited about?
That's great. Thank you, Glitch. My name's Alan. Sometimes I go by OTB online. I'm based out of Los Angeles, and I like to draw. And I like to talk about technology with people around me, and I'm a current information systems student. Sometimes I host events, sometimes I go to events, but it's always a good time. Come out to LA. Thank you so much.
All right. Yeah, no, so yeah, I actually met Alan almost 2 years ago at the worst time of my life. But Alan's one of those people, y'all, that makes you feel like, oh, humanity's not fucked after all. So shout out to you. Because, and plus, like, he really understands, like, the fact that crypto can do good for us and humanity. And this stream came about today kind of accidentally at one of the meetups that he hosts in a little place called Orange County. Shh, don't tell people that it's beautiful there, okay? Shh. Like, this is just oh wait, I guess now we're live and now people know. Cat's out of the bag. No, I was just talking to him about ika.xyz, which is a protocol that's completely bridgeless for interoperability and only uses cryptography. And then he started literally getting on his drawing pad and he was like, well, let me just talk to you about the whole history of cryptography. And he started drawing. So I was like, we got to do this. This is freaking killer. Because I, didn't realize that the history of cryptography goes as far back as it does. Alan, is there anything you wanted to say about, cryptography before I kind of like get into my questions for you about it?
Yeah. What have you been reading about cryptography, Christina?
Huh, what?
What have you been reading about cryptography?
Well, what have I been reading about cryptography? Well, I mean, the Navajo coders, Alan Turing, and I'm pretty sure you love that because your name is also Alan. But I mean, there's a lot to it. There's like a very, nuanced history with all of it, because as you were telling me before, cryptography was, digital in the digital era, it goes way back further than that, which I was shocked to learn, but like, doesn't matter. Like, something new every day. So let's go back to the 9th century, right? So I thought that might be kind of fun for people to hear about, there's a 9th century polymath named Al-Kindi, who fundamentally did change cryptography with his discovery of, frequency analysis. And why did this, render, simple substitution ciphers like the Caesar cipher? How did it make it like obsolete? But I guess even before going there, perhaps for the people who are new and listening in, hey, I see you guys. Maybe you should kind of go over with people what a cipher means first, right? Before kind of answering that.
Okay, sure. And I won't give a technical description for this evening. I'm an artist this evening, so I shall draw. So a cipher. What would a cipher look like? Ciphers are like secrets. We are protecting something, and this is the method that we keep something secret. So what's like we have like a lock here, and it has a keyhole in it, and it's like you need to get into the keyhole if you want to open up some chest or something. And the chest is like filled with all sorts of goodies and stuff, but you want whatever's inside of it. And inside of it is my deepest, darkest personal secrets. Or maybe it's my brightest memories. I don't know. You're not supposed to know. That's my secret. But how do we protect that? Well, we have some type of cipher.
Oh, sorry. Are you drawing on the paper?
Yeah. Is my screen sharing?
Oh, no, I can't see you're drawing on your device. No, I can't see what you're drawing right now, but I would love to see, because I'm really excited for people to see you kind of like draw what a cipher looks like, because until these concepts become visual and tangible. It's all just kind of like pretty words.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna open up my screen real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Stop screen. Share screen. Okay. I'm just gonna share my entire screen. How about that?
Yeah, do that. 100%. Would love that for everybody today.
All right. How are we looking now?
Let's check it out. Sorry, just a second here so I can see you. I do not see that you are sharing your screen, but if it's on the tablet, you could just show the tablet, right? To people here, just show it to them.
Yeah, this is like.
Oh wait, you have another screen. Oh wait, let me add that to the stage here. Got it. Now I see what you're doing. I just didn't. Oh yeah, okay. I see what you're doing now. Yes, you're sharing your screen. So this is what you're drawing right now.
Yeah, you see it.
I see it now. This is beautiful, Alan.
This entire time, I've been drawing what we've been talking about.
Oh shit, I freaking love it. Like, you know, live drawing about live events that are happening later today. But it's just because I've added that extra screen to the stage that now we're able to see it, which is fine, which is great. So are you going to draw the ciphers now?
Yeah, that's what this is about over here.
Yeah.
So if we zoom in a little bit.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So we have like a lock, and the cipher is the lock that keeps closed the chest of my secrets. So, and that's something that I choose who has access to, who can unlock this lock. It's up to me to decide. I can always hold on to it, or I can give it away to other people. So let's actually draw a key. We need a key of some sort. To unlock my chest of secrets, you're going to need a key.
Okay.
And this was kind of the basic idea here. People would talk with each other, and we share a secret with each other. And we have a key. And we share just the one key between us. We don't want any more keys because that widens the possibility that someone we don't want to know the secret can get it. So we just keep one key between us, and we keep that secret. That's what we call nowadays symmetric cryptography.
Symmetric cryptography. Okay. So it's just, so you're saying that specifically, you know, relies on just only two people knowing what's underneath. Is that correct?
Basically, yeah. And our threat model, if we want to get into cybersecurity terms, we have our threat model.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it's how we're picturing our situation, our networks will be attacked. And so the threat model here is we have one key and it gets stolen.
Oh no.
Stealing. So we can have our keys stolen. Okay. Another situation that we can think of is incompetence. We lose our keys.
Incompetence? Is that what you said?
Yes, like we accidentally throw away our keys and now we don't have the ability to open our chest anymore.
Okay. Wow, that sounds silly. Like, but I mean,
it sounds a little mean. And in some ways it is, but it is the truth as well, because we do oftentimes lose things. And in that case, well, we can't gain access to it. So we have to be resistant to these types of threats, like threats of other people and then sometimes threat to ourselves. And so the way we minimize the threat to ourselves and from others is we go a different model. So this model would be symmetric cryptography. Symmetric. I'm just going to keep it crypto for short, but crypto for cryptography. So I'll put another parentheses. Cryptography. Okay. Symmetric. There should be like two M's here. Ignore my poor spelling, but symmetric.
No, it's perfect. You know.
Okay. So here's how we do that. Switch over a little bit. For symmetric cryptography, the way that we improve it is we go asymmetric, the opposite of symmetric.
Okay, but like back in the 9th century, right?
Yeah.
All they had was symmetric cryptography. They didn't have computers. So can we maybe kind of elaborate for the audience how people were able to use cryptography in this way without any digital devices?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
because like I want to get it.
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So we actually have a game for this kind of discrepancy here, like the way that people would do it in the past. We have an idea for scrambling messages. And I just want to give you, I'll give you a really basic hint, Christina, because I want you to see if you can guess what it is.
Oh, you want to see people? Oh, okay. Yes, you did this with me IRL.
So I'm drawing it right now, but let's see when you get it. Like, what game am I drawing?
Is it tic-tac-toe, Alan?
Close.
You're not drawing checkers or anything. No. No, Hangman. Are you drawing Hangman?
I think you got it. Checkers. I am drawing checkers, actually.
It was going to be checkers, but there's no like checkers pieces. Okay, you were like trying to. Okay, so you're showing us. So people would draw these kinds of things.
Oh, sorry. So checkers, right? Another game that we can think of, Sudoku. We can scramble up words as though it were a game of Sudoku.
Okay.
Switch it over. Like, think about Sudoku, right? If we have a game of Sudoku, we basically have like a gigantic grid and has all these numbers that are scrambled up. Some of them we have, some of them we don't have. And our job is to fill in the blanks. We're unscrambling this hidden message, basically. The order of like the numbers.
Okay. And these numbers, as I recall, when we spoke about this last week, you said the numbers were supposed to represent letters, and that's how people used these as code in a way to hide the secrets.
So we can actually assign letters to numbers. So if I have the letter A, that would be a 1. Or maybe sometimes, if we really want to get computer-y about it, then we make that a 0. So okay. A is 0, B is 1, C is 2, D is 3, E is 4, and so on.
Yep.
And so what we did for this mathematician, who was it in the 9th century? What was the name of this mathematician?
Yeah. Okay, so this dude, wow, I shouldn't be calling him a dude, but whatever. It's just the way I am. In the Arab golden age, of frequency analysis, his name was Al-Kindi, right? How do you feel that he fundamentally changed cryptography with his discovery of frequency analysis? And why did this, render, simple substitution ciphers, such as, previous ciphers like the Caesar cipher obsolete? Because what you've been demonstrating to the audience thus far is these little ciphers, is these little puzzles that are only supposed to be, for like, maybe one person to know, right? Whoever's supposed to see it. Am I wrong? Am I right?
Yeah, so Al-Hindi, correct? This is the name?
Correct.
Mathematician from the Arab Golden Age.
Yeah. Sorry, I think there's an E after mathematician.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
I used to be a spelling bee bitch. Can you tell?
Oh, geez. Well, thank you for correcting my spelling.
It's okay.
This was the technique developed by Al-Hindi, the frequency analysis.
Okay.
And it's very simple. We measure the frequency that certain numbers pop up, certain letters seem to repeat themselves.
He could measure the frequency. Sorry, I'm getting a little excited about this. Like, how did they measure a frequency without like, the kind of tools that we have today to measure frequencies? Like, that's what's blowing my mind right now. Like, we think we're so advanced, but a lot of this shit's been around forever.
Yeah, right. Let's go even further back. So frequency analysis was a revolution in cryptography, but what was the revolution? Well, it was able to attack a very simple cipher, the Caesar cipher. So as we talked earlier, we're basically scrambling words up, so we have a harder time deciphering what the original message was when we shuffle it all up.
Yeah.
And so one way of doing that, a very classic example, is the Caesar cipher, named after the Roman emperor.
No way. Named after Julius Caesar. Who'd have thunk?
Yes. So the Caesar cipher is very simple. We select an arbitrary length to shift every letter in a message a certain amount equal to that length, and that's our shuffled message.
Okay.
So let's pick a number, Christina. Pick a number.
69.
69. Smaller number, 6 or 9.
Let's go with 9.
Six, 9.
I put 9. I'm sorry, maybe you didn't hear me. 9.
9. Okay.
Yeah, and shout out to the 9 people watching right now. So like I wanted to honor them, because they've been tuning in. They're interested to hear this, and I think it's important for them to know how this works, especially in relationship to how security with wallets is working today, is working in the present. But if they don't understand the past, they're probably going to be like, oh, I'll still keep using bridges and then wonder why I'm getting fucked, So that's why we got to go back to square one. Yeah.
Okay. 9. Square root 9. 9. Yeah. So, okay. So we have a number 9.
Yeah.
Now, given our message for, they use roughly the English alphabet, the Roman English alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, right?
Yeah.
So that's 26 letters. And we're either going to shift each letter 9 spaces to the right or 9 spaces to the left.
Oh, because I picked the number 9. Okay. Oh, yeah. And we're talking about the 9th century too. Yeah. So see, I'm really in tune right now. I can do math.
Yes. Simple math at the end of the day. But the way that we're applying it is in a very different kind of technique than just simple addition, subtraction. Now we're adding some movement to it. Numbers are moving in real time.
Yes.
And we're trying to decipher what that message is meant to be.
Yeah.
So here's an example of how the Caesar cipher is applied using the number 9. Shout out.
Shout out, number 9.
Yeah.
Love potion number 9.
So we have this 5-letter message, hello. H, so A, B, C, D, E, F. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. H is number 8.
Yeah, 100%.
There we go. Oh, there we go. E is number 5. So H, I, J, K, L. So 11.
11, yeah.
11. And
then that would be 13 number. Oh, yeah.
14.
14. Okay.
Wait. Yeah. And 13. Yeah, 14.
Love that.
So now we take our number, our special number, and we add it to every single one of these, plus or minus, right?
And this is the cipher that he evolved past back in the 19th century. This is what people used to use.
This is one technique, one of many. There are many different ciphers, many different kinds of locks that you can purchase at a good price, actually, a local retailer. Bad ad read. But yeah, there's many different kinds of ciphers, and the Caesar cipher is just one type of cipher. We finish this up, so 8 plus 9 gives us some letter, E gives us another letter, L gives us another, and O gives us another. So real quick, we just count this out. So I, J, KLMNOP. Is everyone kind of following this?
Well, I mean, like what? 8 plus 9 is 17. So, I mean, but you're just trying to be like, what number would 17 be out of 20? You know, what letter would it be? Well, let's just do it out like that. Okay, so then 14, right?
Yeah.
And then 20, and then 20, and then 23. I think it's just easier just doing it like more organized, because, you know, if you're ADD as fuck, like some of us here, like the more you can have it all organized in front of you and not just picture all these visions in your head all the time, better.
Right. You're so organized, Christina.
I'm so not organized. You guys, he's trolling me right now. No, I've gotten better. I've gotten better, to be fair. Okay.
I need your help, Christina.
Okay. You need my help. Okay. How can I help you, Alan?
I need you to tell me what letter this corresponds to.
Okay. Okay. So if 0 was 14, then we go 15, 16, 17, N, O, P, Q, R. R? I think it was R.
R.
Oh, that was 14.
Nope.
Oh, no. 14 isn't R. 14 would be O, because it was already O to begin with. Up there, no?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Okay, so that one was already 14. I was looking at the first one, the 17, that you wanted my help with.
This one's R.
You put a 0 there. Oh, because it's O. Sorry. Okay. So, I mean, I'm not sorry, because I'm American and we're never sorry for anything, right? And if you guys couldn't tell, Alan is also American. So, like, you know what? I feel like this show is really good when we have 2 Americans on at once. I'm just saying. So and you got R already. And then with the 20, right? Okay, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so R, S, T, U. So U for, yeah. And then 23, 21, 22, 23, V, W, X.
Nope.
No, I think it's X. Isn't it? 23. Okay. So is that our message that we're hiding from who?
This is our secret message.
It's a secret message.
Yeah.
It's a scrambled message.
Well, this is our secret right up here. Our secret is this one up here.
Oh, so that's the secret. Like, that would be like the secret message that, like, let's say I was to tell you or you were to tell me, because as we know about privacy, it's not about hiding something. It's just that message that's supposed to keep it to yourself. And I'll keep it just between us. That's the secret message right there. Hello, Alan. Thank you so much. This is the cipher technique, but we have moved beyond this technique thus far today. And our 9th century polymath, he evolved beyond this. But you are telling us that there were many techniques like this that people used to be able to pass secrets to one another.
Correct. Yes, that is totally correct. And the innovation with the 9th century cryptographer was that this particular secret that was so hard to crack so many years ago, someone had formalized a method for attacking it. And that was called the frequency analysis.
Wait, doesn't this sound like the first hackers?
Perhaps, as far as we know, but I think cryptography has gone back way beyond what we have record of. Why would there be a record if no one wanted us to see it?
Wow, you guys. That's Alan for you. And that's why I've got him on today. You're right. But here's the thing. Even if they didn't want us to see it, like, a lot more things have been coming out these days, because the thing about the truth is, even if they didn't want us to see it, I mean, you can't bury it forever. You can't delete something forever. And so, yeah, maybe but I would imagine that some of these messages people burned, right? If they truly wanted nobody to see these messages after a certain point, they would be burned. Because, you said one of the main reasons why people use cryptography wasn't just to be like, oh, hi, I'm telling Johnny a secret or Lily a secret. It was because of people wanting to give secrets to military intelligence. And you said this has been going on for many, many, many years when we spoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how far back it goes. When did people start wars? I don't even know when that started.
Wars? Isn't that what we do?
Yeah, people do. But we have these other considerations beyond just the secret message itself. There's the time limit too. And the time limit is how long will it take for someone to figure out how to decipher my message.
Decipher! Ha, ha, ha. Love the way you play on words there.
Decipher. Some people kind of attribute it in a similar vein as reverse engineering.
Okay.
Some people call it cracking the code, like they've cracked the code.
Okay.
There's all sorts of ways to describe it, but the basic idea is we're reverting from the encrypted, the scrambled up message back to the original message. So one way to kind of think of this is the original secret is vulnerable, and the scrambling is like its shield. It protects the message. And what the 9th century mathematician did was figure out a sufficiently fast enough technique to decipher these types of messages. Because the time component is really important here. It's not just that, can they do it? It's how long would it take for them to solve it? And sometimes a message can be kept for just a few moments before it gets cracked, just because of social interactions, the way that we figure out these secrets ourselves. We pick up on things socially. And so sometimes those types of secret messages are just durable enough for a short period of time. But when we want something super durable, then we pick the most undecipherable technique that we can, all based on our threat model. What do we consider a threat to ourselves? We measure our own security based off the threats that we expect to encounter. And in this case, because of how quickly it can be to detect, like if I take a long enough guess, I notice that, oh, these letters are shifted 9 apart from each other. And so very quickly I can figure out just what this number is. Once I know what the key number is, then I can decipher the encrypted message, the shuffled up message, back into its original form.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the frequency analysis to tie it all back.
So it's just literally like just trying to figure out what the pattern is, really. Yeah?
Yeah. Statistical analysis is another name for it.
Yep.
But it's all just number counting at the end of the day. That's all it is. But from that, we get more and more sophisticated with it. We desire stronger and stronger forms of message encrypting, message shuffling. And so this is when we start getting into the modern form of cryptography.
Oh, wow. Are we jumping ahead too many centuries? I don't know. But I mean, it's cool. I mean, but one of the things, obviously you had me down a research rabbit hole, right? Like, and so what I had found was that, in his manuscript, right, Al-Kindi, what he taught in his manuscript was called On Deciphering Cryptographic Messages. He induced, he was the one that introduced this concept, and he observed that in any language, right, any given language, that certain letters are going to be more frequently used than others. That makes sense, right? Like the vowels, duh, right? But also nuances in different languages, right? Like E is more common in like English, but A is more common in Arabic, and he's Arabic. And so by counting the frequency of symbols in the ciphertext and matching them to the known frequency of letters in the plain text language, somebody who's analyzing these things, like a crypto analyst, could really deduce whatever the key was without ever having seen it before, just by, but this kind of goes back to like what you were saying. It's like, well, what do we perceive as the threat, or what do we perceive as what the pattern would be? Well, it's going to be based on, what's going to be used more commonly in order to decipher it faster. I mean, like, I could be wrong, but if you guys know me, I kind of like being wrong sometimes. It's kind of a little bit too much fun for me. I don't know. But I guess I have another question for you. So if frequency analysis, broke these ciphers so easily, right? Because if people were able to decipher this so easily, as you said, why do you think it took centuries upon centuries for European cryptographers to adopt this technique after Al-Kindi published it? Like, why so long, right? What the fuck, right?
Yeah, okay, so let's jump ahead to the 16th century.
Okay.
And we start figuring out new techniques, more sophisticated methods to deflect, defend against various types of cryptographic attacks.
Right.
And in this case, it's not so much that we create.
I'm sorry. Did you realize when you said 16th century, 16 people came on the screen? Sorry, I shouldn't say that, but I just thought it was a little bit bizarre. But carry on.
Sure. Haunted chat, haunted century. It's much fun.
Why do you call it a haunted century? Are you being poetic, or there's like some method to your saying so?
Oh, it's because I wrote 16 and there's 16 people now. It's haunted.
Well, now there's more, but that's okay. But yeah, but I still think it's kind of fun. Yeah, we can call it the haunted century all day long if you want.
I'm not change colors on this. Does anyone in the chat know how to change colors on this? Because I can.
Do I know how to change colors on that? Well, you're in StreamYard. I mean, yeah, you're right in there. You're good. So if you want to change colors, look, now you can start painting, Alan, with all of the colors of the wind. I mean, StreamYard. Yes, there we go. Red equals activation. I know you know.
Okay. So let's reverse a bit. So Caesar cipher, right?
Yes, Caesar cipher, before Al-Kindi in the 9th century.
Yeah, cracked by Al-Kindi. And does so via frequency analysis.
Correct. Which we just showed the audience right now, and hopefully they had some fun in getting their pens out and drawing themselves, which I would always encourage you guys to do, because all of this shit really isn't that esoteric once you start doing it. Kind of like playing the piano, or in Alan's case, he's a saxophonist.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Cipher broken via this attacking technique, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do we defend ourselves from a frequency analysis? How do we defend against that, right? This is basically a shield. Someone attacks the shield and breaks it. So the shield becomes broken.
Mm-hmm.
My broken shield. So now what? Now we have to defend against this type of attack. And how do we defend against that? Well, what's the main thing this is affecting? The frequency. How about we scramble how frequent certain letters come up? So this is where we get a new type of defense. We enhance the Caesar cipher with a method to scramble the frequency of letters showing up in a message.
Okay.
So let's recap. How do we get the secret scrambled message? To begin with the Caesar cipher, we chose the number 9. Right?
Correct.
So 9 is just I believe, scalar. It's one-dimensional. It's a one-dimensional number. But now we can add a new dimension to it. We can give it some more dimensionality to enhance our encrypting behavior. And so instead of just a number, we're going to use an actual word. Okay? Let's we're not going to do the number technique anymore just by itself. We're going to use a word and then scramble our message in 2 dimensions.
Whoa, oh my God. Is this like, it's like 2-factor? Sorry, that was dumb. But I couldn't help myself from saying that. Like 2-factor authentication.
It is defense in layers. We're layering on our defenses, which only further scrambles up and complicates the deciphering process for potential threats or enemies.
Okay.
So let's see. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. O is 15.
Bob, the message is Bob. Okay, lovely.
This is our key.
Oh, Bob is the key.
Yeah.
And I was hoping it would be Brad or Karen. You know what? No, I'm kidding.
It is our secret key. And here's how it works in this method for enhancing the Caesar cipher. Christina, I'm going to pull up a name real quick. This is another trivia question. Before I figure it out, what's the name of the cryptographer that invented this method?
This particular method?
Yes.
It wasn't Louis the 13th, was it?
No.
Huh?
It was not Louis the 13th.
Okay. I'm gonna be real with you. It's not like I didn't do any research. You know, I always do, but I don't know. I mean, was it some kind of general? Do you want me to guess again, or do you want me to tell me?
Okay, I'll tell you.
Okay.
It's Giovanni Battista Bellasso.
Wow, that sounds like he wrote operas too. I mean, am I wrong? Did he?
There's a lot of Italian in this particular lineage of cryptography.
Oh, wow. It's almost like I'm getting back to my roots. No. I am part Italian, but I'm only part Italian. Okay.
Okay. So we have Giovanni Battista Bellasso.
Bellasso. Okay.
And this is this person's technique for enhancing the Caesar cipher with an additional scrambling key.
Okay.
And this protects against frequency analysis. So this is from like a 9th century technique that's cracked, right?
Right.
And then all of a sudden we jump all the way to the 16th century and someone's like, oh, I know how to further enhance this technique. And so now what was broken, what was defeated, now all of a sudden becomes a new contender, becomes a new secret weapon.
Okay.
It took a long time, but now it's like, it's here, it's now. Okay. Now, even though this is the person that created it, the actual name of it is called the Lignere cipher. That's the actual name of this thing.
Well, I mean, yeah, that sounds more Italian. That makes sense.
Italian. Yay.
And we do have some Italian viewers, just so you know, so they're going to appreciate this.
Much love, Italy. Much love.
Yeah, 100%. Grazie. And I know you want to put that as you don't want to put that as another color. Okay. So this is, okay, so can you kind of elaborate like how this is more of an elaborative technique than what was previously done?
Yes. Okay. So let's just go over here. So we have this secret key. It's not just a number now, it's a word. It's some secret short message. In this case, it's 3 letters long. So it's not like super secure. But for this example, it will be sufficient to demonstrate the point. So instead of just doing, let's say if I have A and my number is 3, I shift it over, it becomes D, right? Or the opposite direction would be Z, Y, X.
Yeah.
Now, instead of doing that, I don't have any, oh no, I lost it. Oh, wait. What? Oh, there we go. Okay, thank goodness.
Okay, but before you had nines representing, it was something you were adding before, and you had the message hello with numbers beside it. See, so what are you saying? This is a little bit different because all of these numbers are grouped together as part of like. That's what I don't get. I don't quite understand just yet, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay. Then since we talked about the previous message, let's do that again with hello.
Yeah. Hello. Sorry, that was dumb, but I couldn't help it.
Okay. Recapping this, right?
Yeah.
Hello was our word. We encrypted it with 9, and we got this message here.
Correct.
So now this is how it differs with this method, right? With the old method, we got ROUUX, right? So how is this going to change the resultant message after we encrypt it with the Bob secret key? This is the way that we do it. So first, right, instead of 9, we have BOB. Each letter in the alphabet corresponds to a number. B corresponds with 2, O corresponds with 15, B corresponds with 2. Okay.
Yeah, but this is like this kind of relates to the previous proposition that you made as well, though.
Yeah. So it's not just one singular number. Now we're scrambling it up with 3 different numbers in different orders, right? Because each number is going to shift. Watch. So starting off with the first letter, I'm going to encrypt it with the first B.
Yeah.
So H-I-J, this becomes J. Now I move on to the next number, or the next letter. And instead of using the shifting of 2, I'm instead going to shift by 15 from the O. So if I'm going to use my fingers real quick. A, B, C, D, E. E is 5.
Yeah.
So we shift over to, by 15, we get 20. So Z, Y, X, W, V, U, T. This becomes. Then we move on to this L, and we're encrypting it with the third B in Bob, so it moves over by 2. M, N, this becomes N. Now we move on to the next L, and we're going to be using this B again. After we get to the end of the secret key, it loops back to the beginning. So we're going to get N, and then finally, we're going to move the O by 15. So O would be...
Oh, you're moving it so many letters every time.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry. My light bulb just kind of went off there.
Yeah. So you're seeing it now.
Okay, so with the H, you moved it over like... You put a J underneath the H. Because what H is supposed to only move over 2 because B only moves over by 2. I'm just trying to decipher.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what O shifts to with O. So O is 15. If we do 15 plus 15, we get 30.
Yeah.
And so we shift over by 4 because there's 26 letters in the alphabet.
And then A, B, C, D. So then O represents D. Okay, I see where you're going with this. Yeah, okay, yeah. Now this makes sense. You have to put the letter D there.
Okay, so this is our new encrypted message, right? So
yeah, but here's the thing. Like, that makes sense for that. But where I'm lost is on L, right? You only have you wrote the letters for B-O-B, but you're still going by the original letters. Oh, shit, sorry. Wait, let me just say this out loud, okay? So it makes more sense. So it would, even though that's BOB, which is going to be its separate thing that's going to be grouped together, which you're going to go over in a second here. What you're saying is in this case that like H, instead of just representing like whatever the fuck 13 or whatnot, it's like however many letters H is over, then you just add that many letters over.
Yes.
Okay, so this is adding another layer like to a puzzle to make it harder for the enemy to figure out, because let's be honest, maybe these secrets aren't necessarily just, I mean, you did talk about, and we'll get into it a little bit later, how these messages were used in times of war, but they're also just messages that just other people weren't meant to see except the other consenting party. That's a beautiful word there, consent. Huh? Carry on.
Yeah. Let's do this part now. So before we had this one-way road, or we had this two-way road, right? It can be left or right, but when we think about it, it's really just one line.
Right.
One line that goes left and right.
Yeah.
So this is like a one-dimensional direction. Just it's one line. It can go out either end of the line. And so with this technique, we're not just using the number 9 to shift letters over 9 left or 9 right. Now we're adding some dimensionality to it.
It's just making it harder for somebody who accidentally got the message to decode it, to crack it, because it wasn't meant for them to see. Only the person who they're sending it to.
Yeah. So we're making our cryptography on 2 dimensions. We have first dimension, which is the number, and then the second dimension, which is the length of the word itself. Do you see it?
Well, yeah, I mean that one is 4 letter. That one is 4 letters in particular with the hello, but you did add like another layer underneath the hello right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this scrambles up the frequency analysis, because now I don't just have to know what each individual letter is. I also have to know the length of the word itself. So I have to figure out how long it is and what each individual letter is.
This must have taken people like, this had to have taken some time.
It took 200 years, in fact. 200
Oh, wow. Okay. I was just being a little goofy and you're like, yeah, 200 years. You don't mean like it would take like 200 fucking years for someone to figure out a message, just that it literally took 200 years for people to add this layer of complexity is what you're saying.
It took 200 years, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was being goofy and you're like all serious. That's cool.
Yeah. But here's the funny part of it. That sounds like a long time, but think of how long it took from when someone figured out how to defeat it to adding on this additional layer of defense. So now, we figured out a way to defend against this. And then it took another 200 years to defeat that. And we think, oh, this is like 200 years is a long time, but then we consider how quickly it gets defeated. We end up finding solutions to these types of problems very quick. Mm-hmm. And it's a never-ending cat and mouse game. And the rate that we're able to solve these riddles, these ciphers, only seems to grow quickly. And this poses a lot of questions for us going into the rest of this century about how quickly the cybersecurity, cryptography landscape will change.
Yeah,
and how we defend ourselves within it.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, like, it took a long time for people to evolve another method. You know, I mean, these things do take a long time, but then you're right. Like, but the time that it takes to decipher it, you know, people figuring it out gets faster too. So they have to adapt. They don't really have a choice, really.
Yeah. And back in the days before the computers, or when computers were out of reach for the average everyday person, it was really only at this time scientists or generals or engineers who had access to these types of analog machines, because computers were something that were used for calculation for many centuries.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. This is the classic one, the abacus.
The abacus, okay.
Ancient calculator used to do arithmetic, simple addition, subtraction, and the really fancy ones could even do multiplication and division.
The abacus.
Yeah.
Sorry, when you say that, okay, I need to stop saying sorry because I'm American, but like, you know, I'm always thinking of Atticus Finch, right? When you say that.
Abacus, with a B, abacus.
Oh, did you say abacus, not Atticus?
Yeah, abacus.
Okay, yeah. Okay, but so you can see where my mind is always going to the literature. Okay. Abacus. I'm pretty sure it's ABACUS. Since I'm a spelling Nazi, I'm gonna look that up right now.
I don't know about that, but thank you for correcting me again. I appreciate your editorial advice.
Oh, it is ABACUS. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Not sorry. These look freaking gorgeous. Like, I want one. I don't need it, but like, they're beautiful. I just looked at some photos of these online.
Yeah, they're fun.
Do you have one?
I do not.
You don't want to 3D print one? Like, you've been like, oh my God, I got a 3D printer. And like, you don't want to like 3D print one now?
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I know.
Okay. Speaking of the time thing, going back on that dimension, it does take time to manually do this by hand, to do all these number calculations. Like, we can solve them. We know how to do it. It just takes time for a person to do it. But a computer can do that super fast. Super fast. Less than a second, probably, to decipher one of these simple messages.
Because of the way they're designed.
Yeah, it's basically testing out as many statistically relevant possibilities there are.
But it would only know what to test based on what methods were already known, correct?
Potentially, yeah. Yeah. There are always new methods that are created. This method is susceptible to it because it was designed for defending against humans. But computers are able to calculate things significantly faster than a human can. And so it can simulate all sorts of calculations very quickly, like a calculator, but super fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is what allows it to, yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah. No. It's all good. Yeah, you were mentioning about Leon Battista Alberti, and then later, we had Francois Viette, later to, systematically apply this kind of frequency analysis. And finally, catching up to the advancements of the Arab world, which they were just very, advanced, right? Do you feel that the Great Cipher was of significance, or do you feel like that's kind of like overemphasized by some people by calling it the Great Cipher?
Which cipher?
The Great Cipher of Louis. I'll write it for you right now. Or no, I'll send it to you on a Signal. Because guys, if you value your privacy, you should probably be using Signal and not all that other not private crap to be sending messages to people. One flaw though, Signal does have to be used online. So let me just send it to you right now, Alan. If you have your phone accessible. I just sent it to you right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So they talk in, what I found was that the Рошенгалls, right, created a code book containing, 587 unique numbers, and each of those numbers representing a syllable, right? So now we're getting down to syllables, which is a whole nother level of, nuances, right? And this drastically, flattened the frequency distribution and making, some of these other attacks kind of like useless, right, from before. And additionally, the cipher included numbers that meant nothing and were meant specifically just to confuse the reader, like specifically meaning nothing, which is fun. Haha. And specific numbers that instructed the coder to actually delete the previous number, right? And this was so advanced, that when the cabinet, right, containing the keys was lost after the Рошенгалls died, the archives of the Sun King, in fact, remained unreadable until Commandant Etienne Basilius finally cracked it in 1893. And realizing he was dealing with syllables rather than letters or words. Yeah, I think that was fascinating. I thought you might be interested in that too.
That is a very cool story, yes. People are constantly trying to break each other's secret techniques and crack the codes. especially in military applications. It's very common. And after World War II, what ended up happening is private businesses took interest in this military technology for encrypting communication. So
Okay.
that way they could minimize the risk of private corporate situations, information from being leaked out to the general public or between competitors. And so this is where the industry of cryptography really starts to take place. It started to attract a lot of money to build out these types of solutions. And this is where we get a lot of the computer systems first being built, like companies like IBM here in America.
Because of war, like World War what? Because I did send you some stuff about like the Navajo coders, some other fun things.
Yeah.
Which war do you feel like was the most significant in terms of like making it more something that was marketable, right? That people were interested in purchasing?
War definitely brought a lot of money into this space, and where the private personal industry starts to really kick off is really around the late 70s, early 80s with home computers. Probably really starts to kick off around like the mid 70s, honestly. And
Oh shit.
there's all sorts of these computer companies throughout the world as well. Each region in the world has their own computer industry, like the UK with Acorn devices, and the ARM company. They're a big chip designer, or IBM here in America, Intel in America, Microsoft. All these companies get involved in their particular regions, and that shapes and influences the culture that develops around there. Though Microsoft is Washington, like the Pacific Northwest. And then out here in California, we have Silicon Valley, and that's a totally different kind of thing. Or New York with IBM, totally different kind of thing, different kind of concerns and priorities.
So wow, that's a long time before it was like becoming something that was actually profitable. But then, do you feel like that connection between where people started using it for cryptocurrency is where people started to make a connection there? It wasn't like, because now people are using it for other things, right? Before it was just specifically to send messages, right? But then we get into like, crypto, which you were telling me a little bit about how you started discovering crypto in your life, and how, cryptography is relevant in that technology today.
Yes. Yes. Am I all right? Do you hear my dog in the background?
Oh, I can, but it's okay. We love your dog. Like, don't be embarrassed, right?
Yeah, it's okay.
Somebody's gonna want to have some cryptographic, identifier for their dog, right? So that they can find their dog.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I mean, like, why not, right? Like, what's your kind of favorite use of this technology? Because I'm gonna be, well, it's not like I'm a good liar in general. As we know, but it's not like I've never lied. But like, honestly speaking, right? I meet a lot of fucking people, and you are clearly the most. You are the person that I talk to that, maybe besides someone like, a David, who is like co-founder of ICA, which I gave you to look at and to study, which kind of like sparked our whole conversation, right? And obviously for obvious reasons, because he uses cryptography and what they're doing with ICA. I never met anyone who was quite so interested in the tech as you. I mean, he's probably the only other one that cares about all the nuances of cryptography as much as you do, that I know personally. I know there's other people in the world, I just haven't met them.
Yeah, I care a lot about it. Yeah.
But for you personally, like, what was it that made you like want to dig into all of this? Was it just, is it because you're a mechanical engineer? I mean, is it because you're in grad school to do more on information systems, where you kind of like forced to get into this? But like, it's not just because you're forced. Like, when you just started randomly drawing this shit for me in public, I was like, holy shit, this is like passion at a new level for this topic. Like, where does this come from? I never got to ask you.
I've been doing this now for like 2 years, hosting events, and I try to keep it interesting, keep it fresh. Yeah, I developed this interest over time, and I spent a long time figuring out what I wanted to go back to school for, and it was this, because I felt like it just aligned really well with a lot of the different things that I wanted to do. For me, when I use it, I feel like I'm able to have some more certainty in my digital life, at least. Like, the files that I have are mine, and that I'm not going to lose them, and that they're protected. So it gives me some reassurance.
So it's all about peace of mind for you, like understanding about like how all of this stuff works.
Yeah, and peace with other people too, because people discover it, and you can see it. Like, everyone, like, sometimes people decide that they're actually going to commit to it, they're going to do it, and that's really cool to see that they are going to take it more serious, their digital stuff, and take control, take ownership over it, because it's their stuff. You know, that's their person, that's their life, and they want to keep that safe and secure and private for themselves or whomever they want to share with.
No, I mean, well, that makes perfect sense. And I think we're living in the age where it's going to become more and more normal that more people who actually give a fuck about having sovereignty, privacy, liberty, and freedom, it's like they're gonna learn more about, cybersecurity, how it works, because otherwise they can kiss all that shit goodbye, right? And it's not to say that we're not going to use AI for some of it, but like, we're also not blind enough or deaf enough to know that AI was never meant to outsource our thinking. It's really just to help, make our thinking a little bit more functional, or, I like to say, get rid of a lot of the tediousness of certain tasks, which I will, dramatically say I find brain damaging. Yeah, I do. Some of the tediousness of things. Tediousness, not to differentiate that between the calmness of repetition that comes from practicing certain things, not to be confused with, right? But yeah, so for you, it's all just about like, protection. And I understand you are the head, and you are the one who, I'm putting you on blast here, okay? Because you host a few different events. Guys, I'm putting Alan on blast here. He sometimes assists Alex Tao as a host for Crypto Fridays in Los Angeles, which he will be doing this week. He hosts his own meetup for crypto and chill. But he's also, is it okay for me to tell the audience, or do you want to tell them what you do at Cal State Long Beach and why you're so concerned with, educating people?
Yeah, I have a blockchain club at Cal State Long Beach.
Mm-hmm.
I host events.
But he started it, y'all. Like, he was literally like the one to go to the professor and be like, we need to have a blockchain club, and I need to be the one to start it.
Yep.
Yeah, because you care about stuff like this. But yeah, and then we kind of like, I do think at a certain point it would be kind of cool to do like a very in-depth ICA talk. But like, I think that people who don't kind of like understand like the basics of where you're coming from and the basics of why this kind of technology, right, cryptography, which, as we've seen, all it does is evolve. All it does is update. All it does is get better. And it's proven that it's superior. It's always been superior, and it's just getting better. And some of this other bullshit that people invent that, would leave your wallet with a drain, it's like, well, I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, maybe if they understood stuff like this, that it has always worked and it has always been designed to work and to be better, it would be good. So do you feel like people Do you feel like that people are really understanding that this kind of technology has always worked? So any kind of technology based around this to protect us is, as long as we keep evolving it, it's going to be a good thing. Yeah. What do you think, Alan?
Yeah, I mean, like always be careful, right? Because a lot of times people get ideas in their head that they need to adopt as stringent a security regime as possible, but that's not necessary for a lot of people. If someone's working in the military or they're working for the government, then yeah, there's probably going to be some pretty strict protocols one follows. The best protocol one can follow for their privacy and security is one that's the easiest and simplest for them, that they feel the most comfortable with, and doesn't cause problems for other people. And yeah, and at the same time too, uh, one aspect that's important is we should also know what is it that we're using. It's not enough that we are secure and that we have these things. Like, what are these things actually doing, and why do they work the way that they do? We don't need to get into the guts. Like, I don't need to be a programmer to know why something works the way that it does, and I can kind of prove it through cryptography. If it works, it works. So, but just we want to keep it as easy as possible for people, with the least amount of overhead or having to be stressing out about it all the time.
Well, here's the thing. I'm going to push back a little bit, but maybe you can argue with me, which would be great. So, I was kind of getting a little pissed off last night because I'm encrypting my PDFs of my AI prompts, right? Because duh, I wasn't thinking, of course, if I don't do that and they're on sale, whether they're on sale as NFTs or whether people are purchasing them from WAP, where they can pay in 5 different kinds of crypto, even though for me, in that case, it turns immediately into fiat. But you know what? Though we're evolving, right? At least people are starting to see more platforms adopt crypto as a form of payment. But where I'm able to sell it anywhere as a PDF, whether it's as an NFT or whether it's not, my AIs are all telling me you need to encrypt these, and I was going to have the AI come up with passwords and things like that for it, but they said no, we want you to generate your own password, because they said even if I was using any kind of private AI applications, they just said that it would just be more, here's our buzzword for today, decipherable, and less decipherable if I made something nuanced and complete myself as a human, for all these different layers, so that everyone and their mother doesn't, crack this open. Of course, the 1% of hackers out there that like to do that kind of thing, we're not going to stop somebody from eventually figuring out. But you get my point. I mean, but did I think that was simple? I mean, to be honest, I was a little bit shocked, that it told me that I needed to generate it, that it was giving me examples of how to generate something for my own safety, but that I needed to be the one to generate it. Yeah.
Yeah, yes. Sorry, that's your story.
That's my story. What? That's my story. What are you gonna say next? Cool story, bro? No. But no, I mean, I'll show it to you. I'll even show you the thing later. I'm not gonna, necessarily share my screen for that right now. But you were saying that some of this stuff, it should be simple and it should be easy, but at the same time, you said computers are able to, figure things out or decipher them, much faster than we ever would be able to do. But there's still a method, or there's still methods to be able to decipher these things on computers.
Yes, and if it reassures people enough, none of these methods that can legitimately pose a threat are capable of actually being done reasonably, affordably, physically. There's newer technologies on the horizon, but it's not clear yet when that technology will be usable in a way that's practical. So right now, a lot of the security assumptions about how these cryptographic computational methods work are still valid. They still apply. So, but until that day, just be mindful. Nothing's for sure forever. people think like, oh, it's never gonna break again. No one's ever gonna solve this, and someone does.
Oh, somebody always does. Come on now, like somebody's always going to like think of another scenario or another layer. You know, why wouldn't they?
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of like no brainer right there. Yeah, no, I mean, like, I think, you know, I want to be respectful to your time, and I will be attending your IRL event tonight. I know that you want to get ready and go there. Was there anything else you wanted to let people know, how they can find you, how they can support your club at California State University, Long Beach? Is there a link you want me to pop in so people can reach you, or yada yada? Or for Crypto and Chill, do you want people to be able to meet you for Crypto and Chill?
You can follow the Blockchain Club on Instagram. That'd be cool. We're Blockchain CSULB on Instagram, and on X as well, I believe.
Oh, you guys have an X account too? Am I not following it? Am I a bad person?
There's no spicy content on that. Just saying. And I don't know, like it's X, right? So it has to be a little spicy, but still working through that. I don't have a good X account manager. I got to find a lot of people to join this club and fill out certain niche positions, but that's a work in progress for social media, especially, because I really want to start getting people aware that this club exists.
Well, literally, Alan, you literally just started this club like a month ago. If that, like, it's not even that long ago, but like, I'm I'm happy to see, you know, that you're doing it. And just one thing, I want to shout out to you, and then I'll let you go. I know some people, they just see this as an opportunity for pump and dump, to rug people, whatever. But like, you know, you have been very adamant since day one, since you started this, that you want people to understand like the origins of the tech, where all of this stuff came from. You said you really want people to understand the history. And you said, even after you're gone, right? Even after you leave the club, you want there to be certain standards in place, and you want them to be carried out when you're gone.
Yes. Yes, 100%. I'm not going to have a lot of time in school, so I got to figure out people ahead of time. Yeah.
Well, I'll think of some other things that I can do to help bring to what you can do, to what you're doing, help the cause. And now we've got some wonderful content. So if people are like, who is Alan? Right? Like, now they've got like this whole stream they can watch all about just one thing that you're doing. And now you can post this for your club, content for your club. And that goes for, I mean, any of you guys who come on Citizen Glitch. I mean, I am Citizen Glitch, but Alan is Citizen Glitch. We're all Citizen Glitches if we're, you know, pursuing a life of privacy, freedom, security, liberty, sovereignty, you know, all the things that are not, you know, not necessarily emphasized enough. Yeah. But in order to do that, we gotta take some accountability. We gotta move forward, and we gotta bring, you know, awareness, because everyone's not aware of these things. I've told you guys before a million times, like when I first got into crypto, I had a very distorted view of what it was because I didn't know. And it's because of meeting people that really, you know, do understand stuff. It's good because look, you can kind of research things a little bit in here and there, and you should always research. But part of research is also just practicing the thing, practicing that instrument. Also just, you know, talking to people about their experiences and doing this shit yourself. And, you know, Alan's been like living, you know, in this for a long time. Like he makes art for a lot of different chains like Sneck. Well, that's not a chain. Sorry, that's the meme coin for Cardano. And it's very cute. I love their new little look. But like, you know, shout out to you for like wanting to, you know, spread the word, keep the integrity of the club. And I'll continue to do what I can to help grow this thing as something with integrity. So thank you so much for coming, Alan. Okay. Until next time, guys. Bye.